We are back with Terri, Alessi-Miceli, the president and CEO of the HIA, the host of today's trade show here in Suffolk County. Terri, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
And one thing I'd like to talk about to begin with is how do you pull this off year after year? This is, I think, the 34th year of the trade show. How do you do it? It's a remarkable show.
Yeah. Listen, a labor of love. That's what I have to say about that. I mean, we not only have a remarkable staff, but we use a lot of volunteers. So we've been really on the show floor for 3 days with setup, and then today obviously being the day of the show. And I'm so proud of what we've been able to accomplish, particularly through the pandemic, by the way, because I think there's just a renewed energy. People want to be out and about. They want to talk to people. You know, Zoom serves a purpose and served its purpose, but this is so much more important. And this is how we do business, right? Particularly on Long Island, this is how we do business.
Yes, it is. There's a lot of that, a lot of networking, a lot of face-to-face. Can you tell me about some of the breakout sessions that we've had here today?
Yeah, I mean, we started this morning with an executive program that was talking about Long Island projects of regional significance. And, you know, when I opened, one of the things I talked about is that there are so many kids that have the intent of leaving Long Island that we really need to do what we can. There's many things we can't change, but the one thing we can change is housing, right? And at least apartments that are affordable and things like that. That these projects are critical over the next few years for our kids to be able to stay here. So we talked a lot about the Ronkonkoma Hub and the new project Midway Crossing, which is South Ronkonkoma and Long Beach, and some exciting projects really to build that live, work, play that really our kids really want. Our breakout sessions, which are all complimentary throughout the day, all have some aspect of how do you get back to business. Many of us haven't left, right, through this pandemic, but how do you get back in a big way? So how do you look at technology and embrace it? How do you do digital things? How do you market your organization right now in a time where you need to market more than ever? I mean, LIBN is probably a great example of that a lot of people don't know how an organization like yours can help them, but it's very important right now to be able to get out there, whether it's in print, whether it's doing things like this, so people know who you are and what you do.
Terri, let's come back to Midway Crossing because it has the potential of being a transformative project for Central Suffolk County, but really all of Long Island in a lot of ways. Can you tell me what that might be like in 10 years when this build-out is projected to be come to fruition?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely a transformative project, Joe. You know, let me start with the convention center, which will be in the hub of it. I mean, look at a region like this, as large as we are, doing things like this with no convention center, right? That's crazy. So the ability to be able to bring that tourism in, as we hear from Kristen Reynolds, right, is the ability to be able to bring money in from Long Island. So around that, we'll surround a life sciences building and just many other businesses that'll be able to, again, do business here, right? And the nice part about the Midway Crossing project, it'll be connected. There will be a connection to the Ronkonkoma Hub that TriTech is now building, so that for our kids, I go back to live, work, play, right? They have a place to live, work, and play. It is a regional game changer for Long Island.
Potentially, too, with an international airport affixed to this project, it could be something else. From Grand Central to Europe. Amazing.
Yeah, so, you know, we're doing a lot of work right now with Long Island MacArthur Airport, and the 2 economic studies we've done. We've looked at the ability to have more outbound and inbound flights. So we've asked all of our business partners, if you had to travel for more business travel, would you want more nonstops? Absolutely. These economic impact studies, when they came back, told us that we could add another $2.4 billion in revenue for that airport and for this region. So again, it's all, you know, I've always believed with the pandemic, in darkness there's always light, right? So we're beginning to see the light because of people like you and I and everybody else who are working very hard, tirelessly, right, as advocates to really make this happen.
Terri, I'd like you to talk about the HIA. what its role is, generally speaking. What's the big projects coming up this year?
Yeah, so I mean, the HIA-LI is, I'm proud to say, one of the recognized voices for Long Island business. There's a lot of partner organizations like the LIA and LIBN and LICA who, with us, do wonderful things. We are also a steward for the Long Island Innovation Park at Hauppauge. So that park gives $14 billion back in economic revenue, 55,000 employees, 1,300 companies. So we're doing a lot of work right now, project work right now in that park to get apartments in the park. Again, I go back again to that live, work, play, right? To build a workforce training center, to really get these kids trained, to help them understand the exciting, I think, jobs that are in the park. So that's one of the things we're doing. As I mentioned before, we're working at the airport, and we're also helping push forward this convention center with Suffolk County.
And give me some reasons why a business would want to join the HIA. What are some of the benefits?
Yeah, so listen, again, I go back to the pandemic. I think now more than ever, it is so important to make business connections. Let me just start there as a grassroots. So many of our members either say to us, gee, I'm the best known secret on Long Island. People need to know my company. And/or I have a new product or service that I really want to get out in the business community. So for businesses right now, particularly coming back from the pandemic, they need to be front and center. They need to help people understand who they are, what they do, what they bring to the picture. And a business organization like that is able, like ours, is able to do that.
If there was one emotion that you would have looking forward to what business is going to be now as the pandemic hopefully comes to an end, what would that be?
I am cautiously optimistic. And I say cautious because I think it's a different world today, as we know, but I'm extremely optimistic because these projects that we're talking about, these people that are involved, we will make this happen, Joe. I believe it.
Terri, thank you very much. It's Terri Alessi-Miceli, President and CEO of the HIA, the host of today's trade show. Thanks, Terri.
Thank you.
And we'll be back in a little while.